Welcome to Kayak Q&A, where you ask me questions about traditional paddling and I do my best to answer them. Today's question comes from Flora in France, who asks, what's the storm paddle, how do you use it, and what's the canted stroke? The Inuit don't call it a storm paddle, they don't call it a short paddle. They just call it a paddle. We've called it the storm paddle. Why? Because we believe it was used in stormy regions. It's used in stormy regions because it's short paddles, low windage when I'm using a stroke. There's not much sticking in the air when I've got this paddle submerged in the water. The dimensions of a storm paddle, fairly easy. I like to make them an arm span wide, and I like to make my loom 2 fists width. There's a really good reason why I've chosen these dimensions, and I don't know that this is historically correct. It's what I've found to be very efficient, which makes me believe that it may have been historically correct. The sliding stroke works by taking one hand, sliding it to the end, creating a catch on the other end, and then as you remove the paddle, you switch hands, go in for the catch again. You switch hands, and you go in. It's actually a very powerful stroke. It extends the blade deep into the water and leaves very little up in the air. The reason why I think these dimensions work for me so well is that it actually creates the minimum length paddle to still have a very powerful blade. Now, if you compare that to my regular paddle, it's almost identical blades. The only thing that's different is the loom length. If the tip is going in with the top behind the front, then you're paddling basically with a wing stroke. If you put the paddle into the water with the top in front of the bottom of the blade, it's a canted stroke. Try it next time you go afloat. It's a very interesting feeling. That's how I paddle exclusively, and I find it to be very efficient and relaxing way to paddle. I really enjoy that stroke. When you cant, or either the wing stroke or the traditional Greenland canted stroke, you'll find that you get more vortices on the, if you like, the trailing edge of the blade, and that you get this nice flow over the leading edge. And it might be that benefit, and it just happens to be that it goes inwards versus outwards like a wing stroke, that causes it to be such an efficient stroke. But I'll leave that up to the hydrodynamic engineers to tell us why that works. That's it for today. If you do have any questions, please send them to me. I'd be delighted to answer them. You can either put them on the Facebook page, you can tweet them to @KayakRolls, or you can send them to me at christopher@kayakrolls.com. I look forward to hearing from you and answering them next week. Thank you.